What was your training regime?
Mine varied a bit. Some of the best running I did was when I trained with Steve Monaghetti in Ballarat. We trained twice a day, every day, roughly 180 to 200 kilometres a week. 3 quality sessions that didn't go over 6 to 8 kilometres, but a lot of volume running. And then I started mixing things up a little bit, trying to look for that secret sauce to try and break Deke's record. So I trained a lot with the Africans and started training like them and running 3 times a day. And then I started doing the Japanese volume of training. So I was doing 240 to 250 kilometers a day. So I've had a good cross section. And then I retired from running and fell into coaching. And so living in the US, I've been able to draw on the knowledge of a lot of fantastic coaches over there to sort of help open the doors a little bit more with coaching. And what I've found that, again, I've said before, there's not really one way, but it's really trying to find the right way based on the athlete's personality. It's very hard for an athlete to change their personality, so you need to try and find the training that best suits them. Some are super, super serious, and you need to work out how you can dial it back a little bit to give them balance. And then you have others that probably don't take it as serious as enough, and you have to then find a way to get them more dedicated and committed to their craft if they legitimately want to be successful with what they do.
Yep. And you mentioned that like different countries have different ways of training. Is that correct?
Yep.
And so can you go over, different countries that you're aware of in terms of what they do compared to others?
Yep. So, if you look at the Kenyans, it's like a lot of volume, a lot of training. Their runs are easy. That's how they start out before they wind it up and start going really, really hard. And we do live in a world now where everything's accessible via the internet, so you can see how athletes around the world change. Yeah. The Ethiopians, big grip workouts, a lot of plyos involved with their workout. Then you've got the Australian way of training, which has varied a little bit since, Mona and myself. And I think the blurred lines are a little bit now that athletes can train harder because they've actually got equipment that allow them to do that. So back in our day, we had minimalist shoes. So, you were doing high miles. It was a lot of physical therapy and massage and trying to, stay healthy. But now everyone's got carbon-plated shoes, which means their body isn't taking the brunt of that heavy, hard training. And they can obviously train harder and they can do longer, but then they can also recover better. So we're starting to see just training evolve again now based on what people have as far as running aids.